This is day one of my mini series about working as a local reporter, getting ready to cover the NFL draft. Let's go. Today's date is April 18th, Friday. We are officially 6 days away until the start of the draft. I'm at work right now. We just got our jackets for our draft coverage. Behind me, our office is literally right next to the draft. So this is an entrance and an exit for people setting up for the draft, people coming and going. For reference, this camera that we're looking at is on top of our TV station. So right here, that is like an event center that's next door. And then obviously Lambeau Field. And then this, of course, is the draft stage that they're working on being built. It's been a really crazy week. We've been gearing up for the draft literally for like a year. Yesterday we got a map of the inside of the draft to show exactly where everything is going to be, where the sponsor tents are going to be, where the concession stands are going to be. And inside the draft there's going to be a lot of local restaurants featured. So today we're going to chat with some local restaurants about what it means to be included in the draft and how they're preparing. So should be interesting to hear from them. And then I'll do a live shot tonight at 5, and then just more preps for the rest of the weekend and into next week for the big event. I don't necessarily think it's going to be easy getting in and out of the draft campus as even a member of the media, because there's just so many levels of security and so many people that you have to be with. I was up there just a couple of minutes ago, and even though we work here year round and we have permission from the Packers to be around that area, this isn't just the Packers event, this is the NFL event. So they basically told us to get lost. It's very frustrating. We're just trying to show the progress that's being made on the construction of everything inside. I know that there are protocols to follow, but it doesn't mean that it's not stressful for us and frustrating. So that's one of those things that I just have to manage in my head and recognize it's out of my control. I can only do so much. Trying not to be too stressed about it, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. So I've gone out with my photographer and we shot my story for the day. So this is me at my desk writing my story up. This is me in the edit bay. This is where we actually cut up all the video that we're going to be using for the story for the newscast. And this is where I record my voice. With just days to go until the start of the NFL draft, 8 Wisconsin-owned eateries are getting ready to make their mark. This is more editing, more chopping up video and re-recording my voice. Usually editing takes me about an hour on a good day. Today wasn't too bad, so I was in and out pretty quick. So now my story is all done. I finished editing it, so let's head out to my live shot. Another quirky little thing about our station is that we actually own this house in the neighborhoods. You can see that Lambeau Field is directly behind it. We got really lucky because the draft campus is literally right around Lambeau. So we've got this whole backyard area. There's going to be podcasting going on live during the draft here with some pretty big names, Mark Ingram, Urban Meyer. So that will be really cool. So a lot of the reporting that we're going to be doing will be from up here. This is the rooftop deck. Pretty great view of Lambeau. This is really unique because, I've worked at 2 other TV stations before I worked here, and none of them had anything like this. So this is really cool. Obviously, draft happenings there. And then if we swing all the way across, there's the actual draft stage. Pretty good view from up here. Really gonna be super cool to be able to do our live shots from up here with all of this in the background. This is me just wasting time before my live shot. I've got about 10 minutes until I'm on TV. A ladybug friend. And back to work. This is me figuring out what I'm gonna say when I go live, and now it's time to be on TV.
Well, Michelle, I'm glad you asked me. Here at the Fox 11 Fieldhouse, we are obviously right in front of Lambeau Field. If you head to the left, that is east. That is where, obviously, the big draft stage is going to be. Now, if you head directly west from that draft stage up to the intersection of Lombardi and South Ridge Road, that is where those local eateries are going to be. You can see this big white tent here behind me. Next to that tent A little bit off camera is a smaller tent, and that's where those 8 local restaurants will be located. Now today, I spoke with just a few of those featured restaurants, and they tell me that this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
This is where my story that I worked on today is playing on TV. So I've introduced it live, and now my photographer Dawn and I are simply just waiting for that story to finish before I pop up again on TV right about here.
And as I mentioned, there will be 8 local restaurants inside the draft campus, some from our area and some from around the state. We've got a full list on our website, along with 4 local food trucks that will also be inside the draft campus. So if you're heading to the draft, you're going to be eating well, I will tell you that. Reporting live from the Fox 11 Fieldhouse, Marlo Lundak, Fox 11 News.
All right, Marlo, great. It all sounds like a delicious time. Can't wait to try it out. Thanks, Marlo.
Now my live shot is all done, so it's time to go home. If you want to watch the whole story that I worked on today, I will have it linked below. Otherwise, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.